When talking about anime shows, school settings are a prevalent motif. As a result, it is common to see an anime with a main character who is an overpowered transfer student. In most cases, a strong transfer student shows up at school to upend the status quo and dominate the other students. Here we will list 10 anime series that include a superpowered main character who has just transferred to a new school. Before we begin, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to support us so we can keep bringing more amazing videos your way. Humans started utilizing specialized weapons known as hundreds to combat strange creatures known as savages when they first began to spread murder and ruin on Earth. To combat savages, hundreds were weapons that could change into a wide variety of different shapes. The hundreds can only be used if you are compatible with them, thus not everyone is able to use them. Hayato is the overpowered protagonist of this series and a transfer student who has the highest level of affinity with the hundreds. As a result, he receives an invitation to enroll in Little Garden, a school where he will train with his new classmates to become the best fighter he can be. Arata Kasuga uses a grimoire to artificially repair his hometown after it is destroyed by the enigmatic breakdown phenomenon. He is confronted by Lilith Asami, who commands him to surrender the grimoire or perish, but he decides to enroll at the Royal Biblia Academy, a magic school. He there teams up with 6 other skilled magicians and embarks on an effort to permanently bring his hometown and all of its inhabitants back. The plot of Irregular at Magic High School is based on a web novel, and it is set in a different era in which magic is developed by technological advancement. Tatsuya Shiba enrolls at First High School initially as a weed. Tatsuya is originally placed into the second class since he does poorly on his entrance exam, which leads to the discovery that he is magically incompetent. Others begin to underestimate him as a result, but Tatsuya's irrational strength quickly disproves everyone's assumptions. Actually, he is an expert magician with a specialization in decomposition, regrowth, and elemental sight. His special magic abilities are superior to those of almost everyone else. He is skilled in combat and assassination, and he is also a master of ninjutsu. In this anime, a small number of youths from all over the world get superhuman skills as a result of the comet Charlotte, which orbits the Earth every 75 years and passes relatively close to it. You, the series' overachieving transfer student, has the power to possess others for 5 seconds. Until now, a student at Hashinumi Academy compels him to transfer to her school. He utilizes this power to cheat on examinations and other schoolwork. After enrolling, he discovers that this institution's mission is to defend those with abilities like himself against groups who want to abuse their abilities. Along the journey, he also comes to the realization that his power is far stronger than he initially thought. Humans known as blazers have the ability to generate weapons through their souls in an other Earth. Heigun Academy students are chosen to represent the school in the 7-Star Sword Art Festival, a competition between the 7 Mage Knight academies in Japan to determine which apprentice knight is the strongest. Ikki Kurigane is an F-rank blazer, and things appear to be getting worse for him when Stella Vermilion, who is very brilliant, transfers into their school. However, they end up living together after she loses a duel with him. Will they be able to cooperate and finish school? Following a catastrophe known as the Inversia, the world's governments are overthrown, and a new species of humans with extraordinary abilities emerges. These formidable beings, known as the Geni Stella, participate in combat known as festas and attend elite universities. In order to locate his lost older sister, Aito Amagiri instead enrolls at the prestigious but failing Seidukin Academy. But after realizing that the situation is far more complicated than he had initially believed, he determines that fighting is his only option. The story centers on Susuke Sagara, a 17-year-old member of Mithril, a clandestine private military group that fights terrorism, who is tasked with guarding Kanamiai Chivalry, a brave Japanese high school student. With the help of his comrades Kurz Weber and Melissa Mao, he relocates to Japan to attend Chidori's school, Jindai High School, for his new task. Getting along in high school is difficult for someone with a lot of military experience and limited social skills, as is the case with Susuke. His classmates consider him to be a military maniac since he views commonplace events from a war perspective. But in order to do the job, Susuke will have to shoulder all of this responsibility while protecting Chidori from evil forces.
I won.
You coward! What was that? Where do you get off using guns, huh?
So guns aren't fair? Why is that? Combat, shouldn't you face your foe with the best tools you've got?
The Border Defense Agency is created after aliens known as neighbors attack Mikado City in order to drive them out using weapons known as triggers. Osamu Mikumo, a border trainee, tries to abide by the rules and refrain from using his trigger abilities outside of authorized areas, but he ultimately finds himself forced to break them when bullies drag a transfer student into the restricted area and they are all taken by surprise by a neighbor attack. When Osamu tries to help the transfer student, he soon finds that the new student is actually a humanoid neighbor who is more than capable of fighting them off. Since Jujutsu Kaisen's anime premiere in 2020, the series has advanced significantly. The series, which was created by Studio Mappa and written by Gege Akutami, is undoubtedly the most popular ongoing new generation animated series. The sorcery-themed television show centers on Yuji Itadori, the main character, who is transferred to Jujutsu Tech after consuming the finger of Ryaman Sukuna, the most potent cursed spirit. He now has access to Sukuna's abilities thanks to the curse thing he consumed, but doing so puts him in danger of becoming Sukuna himself. He uses that power to combat other curses as well as to hunt down Sukuna's fingers and destroy him for good. And in doing so, he receives assistance from Gojo Satoru, Megumi, and Nobara, two of his invincible classmates. Anos formerly reigned as a strong and feared demon king, dominating everyone else with his amazing magical powers. He then resolves to reincarnate himself as one of his descendants in the future after becoming worn out by the multiple fights. He successfully enters a teenage boy's body in a peaceful time period where magic users must attend school to learn about their abilities. In the anime, Anos transforms into an overpowering transfer student who succeeds in every subject the academy offers since he is able to keep all of his memories and abilities. He quickly realizes something is awry, though, and makes the decision to trust his gut and look into what is going on. So, that's it for this video. Do you agree with our list? Have we missed any? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll catch you in the next video.